It's not every day that a single act from a public figure cuts through the noise of bad headlines, political mudslinging, and the endless stream of corruption scandals we have almost become numb to. Yet, in the middle of a climate where trust in leadership feels like a scarce resource, one moment from KwaZulu-Natal's Provincial Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, has managed to catch the attention and the respect of thousands across South Africa. The moment came in the form of a viral video. In it, General Mkhwanazi addresses a gesture from ordinary citizens who wanted to say thank you in a uniquely South African way by buying him not one, but 2 cows. The idea started almost as a joke on social media, but quickly became a serious crowdfunding effort that collected over our 44,000. The reasoning was simple. Many people felt the general had shown courage and integrity in a system where such qualities are rare. Now, it's easy to imagine how such a story might end. The gift gets accepted, a small ceremony is held, the cows are handed over, pictures are taken, and life moves on. But that's not how this story unfolded. In the video, shared by the official South African Police Service account, General Mkhwanazi humbly declined to accept the donation for himself. With quiet confidence, he said that while he was truly grateful for the kindness, he believed that the money could be put to far better use, specifically to help the children of police officers who had died in the line of duty. He asked for the funds to be redirected to the SAPS Education Trust Fund, known as SAPSET, which supports the schooling of those children. This simple but powerful decision sparked a wave of praise. Many called it a rare example of principled leadership. Some described it as a small but bright light in a country where stories of personal enrichment at the expense of the public are far too common. Others said it reminded them of the kind of values that should be the foundation of public service: humility, integrity, and a focus on the greater good. To truly understand why this touched so many people, we have to step back and look at the man behind the decision. General Mkhwanazi's journey in the South African Police Service began in 1993 as a student constable. Over the decades, he rose steadily through the ranks, serving in specialized units such as the Elite Special Task Force and later becoming KwaZulu-Natal's police commissioner. At one point, he even acted as the National Police Commissioner. His career has been marked not just by experience, but by a reputation for discipline and directness. In July 2025, his name dominated headlines when he accused senior police officials and politicians, including the Minister of Police, of interfering in murder investigations, particularly in cases linked to political violence. He alleged that certain powerful individuals were protecting criminals and obstructing justice. The accusations were explosive, leading to suspensions, the launch of a presidential inquiry headed by Acting Deputy Chief Justice Mbayiseli Madlenga, and intense parliamentary scrutiny. Overnight, Mkhwanazi became a symbol of a kind of honesty and bravery that many South Africans long to see in their leaders. It was in the midst of this heightened public profile that the 2 Cows campaign was born. Popular social media personality Chris Excel started the initiative on BackaBuddy, initially as a tongue-in-cheek way to show appreciation. But what started as humor quickly became something more serious. Donations poured in, surpassing the campaign's goal. To many contributors, the cows were simply a stand-in for gratitude for saying, "We see what you are doing and we value it." And yet, here's where the story takes an important turn. As tempting as it might have been to accept the gift as a morale boost, Mkhwanazi instead chose to pass that goodwill forward. In his remarks, he pointed out that he is already compensated for his work as a civil servant. The public, he said, thanks him every month through the salary he receives. Accepting personal gifts, he reminded people, is not in line with the spirit of his role. By directing the funds to the SAPS Education Trust Fund, Mkhwanazi shifted the spotlight away from himself and toward a cause with tangible, long-term impact. The trust provides assistance with school fees, uniforms, and books for the children of officers who have made the ultimate sacrifice. These are often young officers, still early in their careers, whose sudden deaths leave their families not only grieving but also struggling financially. From a broader perspective, his response offers a subtle but important lesson in leadership. In a political and institutional climate where personal gain often overshadows public duty, Mkhwanazi's action was a conscious choice to redefine the narrative. Rather than accepting the money as a personal token of appreciation, he used the moment to shine a light on a neglected but worthy cause. It was an act that connected public trust to public benefit in the clearest way possible. Of course, not everyone will see this gesture in exactly the same light. Some may feel the crowdfunding campaign, however well-intentioned, placed him in an uncomfortable position, testing the limits of rules that prevent public servants from accepting gifts. Others may view his choice as a strategic move that boosts his image at a time when he's under national scrutiny. But regardless of one's interpretation, the practical outcome is undeniable. Our 44,000 that could have been spent on symbolic cattle will instead go toward changing the lives of children left behind by fallen officers. That in itself is a kind of legacy. And legacies are built not only on the big, dramatic confrontations with corruption or political interference, but also on these smaller moments where values are put into practice. Looking ahead, there's reason to hope this decision will have ripple effects. It might encourage other public figures to consider how acts of appreciation from the public can be redirected toward broader community benefit. It might also strengthen Mkhwanazi's standing as the inquiry into his claims continues, making it harder for detractors to dismiss him as self-serving. But it's also possible that this story will fade into the background, remembered only by those who contributed or paid close attention to the headlines. That's why it's worth talking about now, because moments like this offer a vision of what leadership can look like. They challenge us to imagine a public service where integrity is not the exception but the norm. If you found this story as thought-provoking as I did, I'd love for you to share your views in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring moments that reveal the human side of leadership, moments that ask hard questions about integrity, courage, and service, make sure to subscribe. Your voice matters in these conversations, and together, we can keep shining a light on the examples worth following.